Kawhi Leonard will be the first domino to drop. Will LeBron James join him wherever he goes? We could be seeing a package deal here. Obviously, we know about the Kawhi Leonard rumors. A bunch of teams are reportedly interested. You got the Lakers. You've got the Celtics. You've got the Sixers. You've got some under-the-radar teams that have been reported as well. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers, Los Angeles Clippers. All these teams fighting for Kawhi Leonard's services. Reportedly today, the Lakers made a Godfather-type offer to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about all this. Boston probably has the most assets to trade. I don't think Boston is going to get Kawhi Leonard. I think they're interested. I think they're talking, but I don't think a deal with Kawhi Leonard is actually going to happen with Boston. I think this is going to come down to the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. And between those two teams, I think the Sixers have more to offer. A Godfather-type deal. What kind of Godfather-type deal can the Lakers really offer? Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and some first-round picks. That's like the floated offer. That's the one that's being reported. So if you're the Spurs, Brandon Ingram, okay. He's all right. He's solid. And then you got Kyle Kuzma. All right, solid pickup in the first round last year. And then you got future first-round picks, but those future first-round picks might not amount to anything because if you trade for Kawhi Leonard, you get LeBron James in L.A., all of a sudden those draft picks are kind of worthless. The draft picks in Philly are going to be worthless too, but at least you can dangle that one in 2021 with the Heat pick. Unprotected. The Heat in a couple years might not be that great. You're the Spurs right now. They might be looking to straight up rebuild. And if you trade Kawhi Leonard, I think that's where they would go. Would Greg Popovich want to hang around for a rebuild? Maybe he'd retire. I don't know. But you look at that team, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge ain't getting any younger. Manu Ginobili's on his last legs. Tony Parker's on his last legs. That team is ready to rebuild right now. And I think the Sixers have more to offer in that sense. Now, the thing that I read today, I don't know if this is true, Sports Illustrated. So let me read this off. Let me see if I can find it here. All right. So sports.si.com, this is in a post that they had today, and I'm quoting it right now. One team source says preliminary discussions with San Antonio revealed the Spurs have strong interest in a package involving burgeoning forwards Dario Saric and Robert Covington, as well as a future first-round pick. So I would think that would probably be the 21 Miami Heat unprotected first. Saric, Covington, unprotected first. If that's the deal for Kawhi Leonard, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm pulling the trigger not even knowing that he'd sign an extension, because I think if you get Kawhi Leonard, that leads to LeBron James. LeBron is waiting for the dominoes to fall. He's waiting to see where Kawhi Leonard goes. And wherever he goes, I think that's where LeBron goes. I think that's where this is going. So you might have a quartet possibly involving Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James. That could be your four in Philly. And that foursome right there is enough, in my opinion, to take down Golden State. LeBron and Kevin Durant, they pretty much wipe each other out. LeBron's even better, obviously. Curry and Leonard, they pretty much wipe themselves out. Then you got the duo of Embiid and Simmons against Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. So those are your foursomes right there. If you make that deal and Markelle Fultz is not involved in a potential offer, then you still got Markelle on your hands too to see if he amounts to anything. I found that interesting, though, that the report I read today, the preliminary discussion, I did not see Markelle Fultz's name in here. Now, there were reports last week, though, that said Markelle Fultz would be involved in a trade. So Who the hell knows? We're going to see a lot of reports. We're going to see a lot of things that could be true, a lot of things that aren't going to be true. And that's the thing about all this is take everything you read with a grain of salt. All right, so the other thing, let's look at the 2 deals that were made last year, and let's try and figure out what it would actually take to get Kawhi. All right. Paul George, obviously, traded last year. He had 1 year remaining on his deal, just like Kawhi Leonard does right now. Kawhi saying that the reports are saying that he wants to sign with L.A. But here's the thing. If LeBron James comes to Philly and you got this quartet in Philly and you're winning basketball games, is Kawhi Leonard really going to want to pack his bags and go to L.A. after the season? You don't think an extension or anything like that would be possible? I don't know about that. If you're winning titles and you're a key component to that team winning titles, do you really want to leave? With that being said, though, it would be a little bit hypocritical to say that without mentioning the fact that he was on a Spurs team that got to the NBA Finals and won it all. And then look what happened a couple years later. You had the falling out between Kawhi and the Spurs. So who knows? That might happen again. We don't know. We don't know what happened in San Antonio. We don't know what happened with that injury. We don't know what's going on with all that. But back to these trades. So Paul George was traded for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. At the time, it was seen as a big-time steal. Victor Oladipo had not really established himself quite yet. But that was a trade where you had Indiana trading Paul George to the Western Conference and to Oklahoma City. Kyrie Irving, a trade that they said Cleveland won at the time. And I did not think Cleveland won the trade. I thought Boston was all over this because I didn't think Isaiah Thomas, while he was averaging all those points, he had a career year. And I didn't think he was ever going to replicate what he did last year. So you're trading off Isaiah Thomas at his highest peak. So it was Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, the 2018 Brooklyn pick, which was back then seen as potentially being a top 3 pick. It wound up being the 8th pick instead. So you look at the trade now, it actually looks like a robbery for Boston because Isaiah Thomas obviously eventually got traded. Jay Crowder got traded during the season for Cleveland, and then they just made that Brooklyn pick. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at these 2 trades, you look at Saric, Covington, and the Miami 2021 first, you know, it seems like enough. I would have thought that it would take... See, I think if it's Fultz and the 2021 pick, I think the Spurs would do that. I'm not seeing that trade proposal here anywhere in this report. Then again, you know, we're back to talking about these reports again. They're reports. You know, can't believe everything you read. But things are heating up. The rumor mill's heating up. It sounded like today it was Lakers and Boston. ESPN didn't even mention the Sixers in their report, but then you saw this Sports Illustrated thing come out a little bit later. So this is constantly going to be updated. We're constantly going to be hearing new stuff each and every day. LeBron can potentially be a free agent as early as Friday. He can opt out and be one. So he's waiting for Kawhi. We'll see where Kawhi goes. But, man, if you have a little foresight, the pieces, they might be coming together. The process might be coming together. And if you can land Kawhi Leonard without giving up Markelle Fultz, that would be a huge victory for the Sixers. And I think one where you would eventually land LeBron James. Kawhi and LeBron. It's a dream scenario. It's what we could all have hoped for. Is he going to come to Philly, though? Because it seems like the Lakers are the ones that are a little bit more desperate right now than Philly. Because with that 2021 pick, here's the thing. You don't have to get rid of it right now. You can be patient. You can wait to get your star down the line. It doesn't have to be right here, right now. The reason why they might be desperate is because LeBron James is lurking. You trade that 2021 in an attempt to possibly lure LeBron James to Philly, I think it's worth it. But if LeBron James wasn't in the picture, it might be smart to hold on to that pick and kind of see where things go in a couple of years, where the Heat, 3 years from now, they might not be that good. They might be a bottom 10 team in the NBA. But there you go. All right, so those are my thoughts on Kawhi Leonard. Today, wherever we stand, I guess I'll keep you guys updated with whatever's going on, but those are the rumors. That's what I've heard. A lot of different reports, differentiating reports. We're not going to know until we know, basically. But with that being said, I'm Adrian Fedkiw. I'm out. Have you guys a nice Thursday night.